Today's video, we're going to talk about how limiting beliefs are created, how they affect us subconsciously, and what you can do right now to shift those limiting beliefs so that you can experience a breakthrough in every area of your life. So let's dive into it. Now, how are limiting beliefs created? Well, you see what happens is in life, everything is neutral, meaning every life experience that you go through is neither good nor bad, okay? The only thing that makes it either negative or positive is the perspective of the observer, okay? So if you take the worst things you can possibly think of, let's think of war, right? In war, somebody flies a drone and bombs an innocent village of people. Well, is that good or bad? Well, it's neither. It's a neutral event that's happening because the observer is what makes it either positive or negative. The guy who's flying a drone, maybe he thinks he's doing a great thing for his country. He's fighting terrorism, right? And the people that this is happening to, obviously, they probably don't think it's such a great thing. So how does this apply to us in our lives? Well, when we go through life and we have these different traumatic experiences that we mostly, all of us go through as we grow up and we get older, things from moving around a lot as a child, our parents going through divorces, losing family members, friends, pets, being bullied, getting rejected. What happens is as we start to go through these experiences based on our perspective, these experiences begin to shape our reality, right? So let's say as an example, let's say you're 3 years old, okay? And your parents divorce, okay? And you start to believe, oh my God, my parents got divorced because it's my fault. I'm not good enough. They didn't want to stay together. That means I'm not good enough. So now the seed of this belief is planted in the subconscious mind. Now, as you get older, this belief begins to grow, right? Let's say when you're 6 years old, that you go up to a little girl on the playground and you try to, as kids do, they're flirting or whatever, and she rejects you, right? Well, now you go, oh my God, she doesn't like me. That means I'm not good enough. So now this belief grows even more. And let's say when you're 10 years old, so rejection, okay? Let's say when you're 10 years old, you get cut from the basketball team, okay? Now you go, oh my God, I'm not good enough. See, there's evidence in my reality that I'm not good enough. And then as you go through more, you experience a breakup when you're 16 years old, so on and so forth. I'm sure you guys get the point. By the way, guys, make sure to take notes in the comments. That way you can refer back to it. And also, if you're liking this so far, hit that like button, okay? Now, as these things grow in our mind, the belief really begins to show up in our life. And our subconscious beliefs are a filter for our reality. And what that means is that whatever we believe to be is true will be true. So if we believe we're not good enough, we will seek out evidence in our environment to prove to us that our beliefs are true. As a matter of fact, it in a way feeds the ego to prove that we are right. Let me give you an example. Let's say a guy says, I can't, let's say me, for example, right? Man, I can't be successful, or I can't get a date because I'm bald, right? Oh my God, nobody likes bald guys, right? And then I go and I'm in a relationship, by the way, but let's say I go introduce myself to a woman and she goes, ugh. You go, see, I knew it. Girls don't like bald guys. And you go to another one and she looks at your head and goes, oh my God. And you begin to sort of manifest this into your life to prove to yourself that your beliefs are true, because the ego wants to be right. The ego wants to say, see, I told you so. So as these beliefs begin to become a self-fulfilling prophecy, you literally think that this is a fact, right? That women don't like bald men. For all the ladies who like bald men, hit in the comments, put a little bald emoji, okay? I'm just kidding. But again, you start to experience this in a way to where it's like, oh, see, this is a fact. This is no longer a belief. This is now a fact that, this is the case, okay? So now, why did we inherently begin to believe we're not good enough? It's because at 3 years old, when our parents got divorced, we said, hey, this is negative. This is bad. This means that I'm not good enough. Again, it's a neutral event that we gave negative meaning to it. right? Now, again, when you got rejected, it said, oh, I got rejected because I'm not good enough, right? Rather than looking at, oh, I got rejected, that just means I'm one step closer to getting a date. Or now I can learn what to say or what not to say. Now, how we actually go back in the subconscious mind is we have to go back and we have to change the meaning of what these events, change the meanings of what these events mean. Change the meanings of what these events mean. Change what these events mean to us, okay? Because here's the thing. Our subconscious mind, one of its prime directives is to store all of our long-term memories. It also represses negative emotions so that we can resolve them later on. So here's what I mean by this. Repressing negative emotions, okay? How many of you guys have ever been driving on the freeway? You're in a perfectly good mood. You're like going to work, going to the gym or whatever, and then maybe a song came on or you passed by somewhere that reminded you of your ex-girlfriend or from a really bad time in your life. And all of a sudden you go from vibing high to now you're sad, you're hurt, you're depressed, you're pissed off. How many of you guys ever had that happen before? Matter of fact, hit the like button if you've ever experienced that before. Well, here's what happened there, okay? While you're in that state, you're driving, we often go into trance. And when we're in trance, our subconscious mind will present to us unresolved negative emotions from events that happened to us in our past. Meaning, when you go into trance, your subconscious mind goes, okay, finally he's not working, he's not busy. Okay, let's take this thing from 10 years ago. Here you go, Dom. It's time to resolve this. And whenever that repressed memory comes to the forefront of our mind, it'll often create negative emotions. Again, we go from vibing high to vibing low. Now, here's why your subconscious mind is doing that. Your subconscious mind is telling you, hey, we need to resolve this. Let's let this go. And the way that we do that is we change the perspective and we ask ourselves, what were the positive lessons from this experience? In other words, what was good about what happened there? Because again, neutral event happened, you go through a breakup, you decide, oh my God, this is so bad, that was the love of my life, I'm never gonna date somebody again, da-da-da-da-da. And until you switch the perspective to here, you will always hold on to this negative emotion. So you're driving one day, subconscious goes, hey, remember so-and-so from 5 years ago? Remember this memory you guys had together? Oh, I know you feel so sad. Hey, what did we learn from this? Now, because we don't know this, we typically go on about our day, we're just driving around, we're like, oh my God. And then we repress it some more. And then next time we're driving or whatever the case may be, it comes up again. And it's like we just try to forget about it and it keeps coming up over and over and over until we resolve it. Now, this is often why people have trouble sleeping, right? They're up all night, the subconscious mind is bringing all these fleeting memories and all these things they're going through into their conscious awareness, basically saying, hey, before you go to bed, let's resolve all this stuff. But because we don't know that, nobody ever teaches us this, what do? We drink, we medicate, we use drugs to try to help us sleep or to help us deal with the pain. So what you have to do in that moment when the negative emotion or negative event presents itself is, again, you ask yourself, what was good about this? What did I learn from this experience? Because when you change it from a negative meaning to a positive, the subconscious mind goes, oh, okay, that's why we went through this experience. Perfect. No need to hold on to this negative emotion anymore. We got the lessons, good. And then all of a sudden you will feel a huge release within the body, okay? So let's take an example, right? You go through a breakup when you're 16, you're like, oh my God, all women are this, and that, right? And then you go back and you want to resolve it. It's like, hey, what did I learn from this? Well, hey, I learned to be patient in relationships. Maybe there were some mistakes that you made or you pushed them away. Or to, actually that was good because I ended up going on in my life and it really taught me a lot about how to be as a man or a woman. And I ended up meeting my soulmate later on. So I'm actually glad that didn't work out because this led me down the path of where I am today. And when you take that perspective, our subconscious mind says, got it, and releases the negative emotion. So I encourage you and I challenge you that the next time that you have a challenging experience, rather than getting all up in arms and, throwing a fit about it or getting upset or going, why me, or blaming everybody else, the government, the weather, all this different stuff, rather than doing that, ask yourself, what's good about this? What is this teaching me right now? And what will happen is in that moment, rather than holding on to the trauma, you will automatically release it as you go. Because again, if you don't, it's going to stack and it's going to stack and it's going to stack. You know, failure after failure after failure, rejection after rejection after rejection. And before you know it, you're so beat down because you never decided to shift your perspective in that moment. So again, moving forward, I encourage you guys, and type this in the comments so that you remember, what's good about this? What is this teaching me? Now, last thing I will say about this, it's a little bit easier said than done, right? Because we all go through experiences that cause these different emotions, right? The fear, the anxiety, the anger, the frustration, the hurt, the sadness, the depression. And you know, there is, whenever we do go through a traumatic experience, there's about a 10 to 20 minute window called the emotional refractory period, okay? The emotional refractory period is about a 10 to 20 minute window where we kind of just lose control, right? The blood goes to our amygdala, we go into fight or flight, and now we're highly charged with a negative emotion. And so in that moment, it's a little hard to go, hey, what's good about this? Yeah, I know what's good about this person, you know, this car accident this person just got into, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And so give yourself that grace to calm yourself down, to allow yourself to the blood to return back to the frontal lobe so that you can think and problem solve. And again, look at things from a different perspective. And when you do that, you will be surprised at how much faster you experience breakthroughs in every aspect of your life, because you're no longer holding on to the victim mentality and you're no longer looking at everything as a negative, right? You look at every event that happens to you as a learning lesson, as something that helps you grow and helps you get better. All right, guys? So guys, as always, if you're a business owner, you're like, Dom, I really need a breakthrough to the next level. I'm doing great in my life. I just know I have more I can tap into. And you want to get faster results rather than doing this on your own. There's going to be a link down in the description to book a free consultation with somebody on my team, to where we're going to do a deep dive to see if you and I or you and somebody on my team are a good fit to work together. Again, to really help you go back and let go of all this stuff in your past that's holding you back from breaking through to the next level. Now, if you want to learn how to do this on yourself, for yourself, or you want to learn how to do this with other people, like how I do, right? As either as, you know, for fun or to help others, or maybe you want to do it as a living like myself, there's a free hypnosis training down in the description that you can get access to. Now, I'm not going to be offering the free training forever, so take advantage of it while you can. So go down in the description, book your consultation, and or get access to the free training. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.